Hi, I'm David Millard and welcome to another episode of the Building Site. Today I want to talk to you about northern shading. Here where we are in Australia, northern shading is very critical for your design of your home. If you're in the northern hemisphere, you sort of need to focus on southern orientation shading. So let's jump into it. So yeah, as I said, we're in the southern hemisphere and this is our northern facade here. And the best way to block out the sun on the northern facades is horizontal shading, whether that be an eave or timber louvers. You can see up above us here that we do have an eave over the gable, which has been designed by Outlier Studios to block out the sun in this highlight window. But down here we have a timber pergola structure. This is going to have deciduous vines going over it. And here we see the boys have marked out some timber louvers that are designed for the sun. There's two important things to take note of here, that we've got our summer solstice and a winter solstice. So the summer solstice, the sun's at about 70 degrees where we are here in Central Victoria, Australia. And then our winter solstice, the sun is at 30 degrees. So you can see here the louvers have been spaced at the 70 degrees, so our summer solstice. So the sun will shine down there, it will hit our flashing and won't impede into the house. You can see here our next louver, it's been spaced out again at 70 degrees, so that sun doesn't protrude, come through into the house and so forth. But as that sun gets lower in winter, we want the sun to start shining in. So as that sun gets lower, it's going to let more and more sun through into the house until it gets to the winter solstice, where it's 30 degrees and you're letting in full sun through the louvers into the house. And again, it works in reverse and the sun will slowly go back up and then block it out in winter. So that's the way we set up this horizontal shading here at this project. Stay tuned for another video and I'll explain to you how we do our western shading.
This is our Sedgwick Hybrid home that we're teaming up with Eco Eyes on, and it's a follow-up to David's on-site video of our shading strategy there. Right now, what you can see is the winter sun penetrating into the home and providing that beautiful heat that we're looking for. However, what we were talking about, or David was talking about on site, was our shading strategy for the summer months. Thankfully, we're able to model that in our computer program prior to getting to site, and we can see here now that we're getting none of that unwanted solar gain into the home, and we do have some vertical shading on the east as well. But what does that mean when we compare the two? So at the top there, we have the assessment completed without an eave and below with an eave. And what we can see is an increased energy demand to cool the home without an eave compared to when we do have the eave. We can also see that the home sits within that optimum comfort or thermal comfort zone with the eave. So ultimately, that eave is not only reducing our energy demands and therefore making the home more energy efficient, it's also improving the thermal comfort for occupants.